They call it a scandal, and they call them files. I call it a blood debt that the earth is tired of holding. Look at the faces in those logs. Look at the 65% who claim the cross while they built a playground for predators. They think they're safe because they own the men who write the laws. They think that their Father God is going to grant them a deathbed confession and a clean slate. But they forget that before their new world was even a blueprint in the universe was governed by mothers who don't negotiate. A mother God would never have let them reach the shore of that island. Now, our rage is warranted, and it is seismic. I am done asking for a trial. I am calling for retribution. I call on Matt, stop being the silent scale and start being the weight that crushes the chest of every liar. I want the negative confessions carved into their skin until they can't breathe the air they stole from the innocent. I call on Hecate to stop holding the door and start burning the house down. Use your torches to light up every private room until the elite have nowhere left to crawl. You saw the abductions while their gods looked away. Now show us the keys to their destruction. I call on Kali Ma to come out of the temple and onto the tarmac. These demons are replicating, and I want you to drink the lineage of every predator until their name is a ghost. I don't want their assets seized. I want their egos and their lineages decapitated. I call on Sekhmet. The system is a plague, so be the fever, burn the rot out of the boardrooms and the royal palaces. Wade in the blood of the conspirators until the earth is purified by your fire, and let them tremble before you. I call upon Lilith, the first mother of refusal, to become the suffocating weight in the lungs of every predator, to haunt their hallways, to rip the peace from their bloodlines until their legacy is nothing but dust and terror. They owned the flesh of the innocent, but now they will be owned by the eternal hunter. I call upon Artemis. The time for mercy is dead. Draw your silver bow and hunt them like the vermin that they are. Don't just find them, make them feel the terror of the chase. Turn their private islands into their own hunting grounds until the predators scream because they have become the prey. I call on Oya, bring the hurricane. Let the roofs be ripped off their gated boardrooms so the world can see the rot inside. Scatter their redacted secrets like filthy ashes. Let your winds change. Level every cathedral, palace and institution that ever whispered a silent prayer for their protection. I call on Inanna, strip them of their manhood, their potency and their pride. Take their crowns that they brought with blood of others and grind them into the dirt under your heel. Call on Ispapalot, let your obsidian wings shed their masks. Tear the silk suits right off their expensive lies. Show the world the skeletal, hollow truth. Let them be seen as the monsters that they are, stripped bare. I call on Medusa. Force them to look at their own reflection until they are petrified by the filth of their own souls. Lock their voices in a permanent silent scream so they can never infect another ear again. I call on Styx. Every coward's I don't recall is a spit in your holy waters. Let every false false oath become a literal agonizing curse, paralyze their tongues, bind their limbs, and let the weight of their perjury down and drown them where they sit. The establishment thinks that they're safe because they own the system. They forget that we can own the invocation. We can call on forces that don't need a warrant to enter their homes. So now I call upon you, watching or listening. Call for the audit, call for the hunt, call for the fire. The debt is due. The hounds of the Iranese are on the scent. And this time, there is no island far away enough to save them. Burn it all down and let the mothers judge the world.